Hey guys, welcome back to World of Tanks in 2022. This is my first video of 2022, so welcome back to the channel. Didn't put a couple of mini videos out in December. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I'm back, and we're going to talk a little bit about the IS-6 today and how relevant it is in the new overpowered meta of what is it, the 122 TM and the Skoda T56s and stuff, and we're going to run into some of those tanks today. So we're on this port map that I'm not really super I don't know. I'm not as a heavy tank driver on this map. I don't mind the gameplay in the tunnels, but I don't like the gameplay through this center part because you can get blasted by TDs camping in the base from both sides. So I don't really like to venture into the middle of this map. And then the the gameplay in the north part with the hangars and stuff, I don't really like that part too much either because there's nowhere to be hull down really. You can side scrape a little bit, but not really my thing. So I kind of like to hang around in the tunnel area and be a bit of a tunnel rat. So is IS-6 very good in 2022? Um, in certain situations, it's just as strong as it always was. It's got okay armor now. It used to be good armor when medium tanks had like 170, 180 pen, and that was kind of what they had. But every new medium tank that goes in the game now has 208 or 215 or 220 pen. So the armor doesn't hold up quite as good as what you want it to be. So you got to do things like rock up onto things to try and increase the angles on the armor. And in this case here, we want to try and shoot the Caliban because it's another one of these tanks that's come out that is really, really toxic. A double auto-loading tank, shoots premium rounds like 290 pen or something ridiculously stupid. So my armor doesn't work against the Caliban. He can basically shoot me anywhere and go through my armor no problem. And we're able to track this the T56 Skoda in place here and take him out. So that's good. Helped out our Tiger a little bit, but he spent too much of his time trying to crawl up when he should have just been hanging out like hull down where we are here. So I don't want to give the Caliban too much time to sit there and aim in on me because his accuracy is bad, but we're not very far away from each other. So I kind of wanted to create a bit more distance here. So I back up into the wall, of course, because I'm a pro driver. And I'm backing up, backing up, backing up. And this is when he kind of barges through here. And I put a shot into him. And I had a choice here whether I could keep backing up or maybe I could get close to him and bounce a shot. But he's firing the gold rounds, and he can just shoot at my tank and pen me. So he blows his full load, which is like we're like what 1100 damage to me in a matter of like what 3.5-4 seconds. Super balanced. And he doesn't really use any skill against me. He just drives at me and presses the left mouse button twice, or just holds it down and erases like all of my HP. So now I have no HP left. But managed to kill the Skoda, put a few rounds in the T29, and now the 5100 is around the corner, and I'm fairly certain at this point that he's pretty dry. I think he'd be shooting and not hiding around the corner if he wasn't dry. So I'm still going to be cautious just to not give him my tank, even if I'm not too sure. So I back off a bit around the corner, but I'm close enough that I can still hit him and put a shot into this turret. And yeah, he's not loaded. So I decide, okay, right now I'm just going to pin this guy against the wall so he can't try and get around me. So I pin him here, and I was pretty sure I outweighed him. And at some point, he does start unloading on me. And this is where my armor does work, because he was loading in AP rounds. He wasn't like the Caliban, who was constantly loading in the rounds of skill. So I managed to come around here and get my armor turned around just as this guy comes around, and I bounce that shot. Pretty good result. And the T28 heavy tank just, I don't know. He just wanted to hide around the corner, I guess. So I'm going to come around, and I really don't understand where this shot went. I guess it just hit the wall. Maybe the server lag, I wasn't where I thought I was. So I bounced this shot again from this VK, and I'm able to come around and maybe that was a VZ, not a VK. And I plaster him, so that's good. But I'm taking a shot in the back from the T29. Now I'm in less than 3 shots. All of my hit points have been erased. And the lucky thing for me is I had field mods on this tank, so it boosts up my hit points by about 100 hit points. I think this thing's stock is about 1500 or maybe 1550 hit points, something like that. So lucky I had a little bit of hit points left, and this is probably my worst gameplay of the game here. I was a little bit desperate to get back to make sure that they weren't going to get close to capping us, and I thought the game was kind of over because the Comet was there and the E25 on their team was coming back, so I thought, okay, I'll go in, I'll try and surprise these guys, even though it's not really much of a surprise, and I got hammered by the Scorpion. I thought maybe I could bounce something, but did end up happening. He did only fire AP rounds, so, you know, good on him for not just 2-keying everything. So our T29 comes around, and he's doing some good work hiding behind my corpse, and he's able to blast a shot into the Leo, and a little bit of ram damage, and the Scorpion is going to come around and kill him, but our 2 other guys managed to get into cap, even though the Scorpion does come around and pop him, but it's not going to matter because we have 2 guys on cap. There's only this guy left, and no matter how much our SU-130 PM wants to trash talk our team after only doing 1,000 damage, doesn't matter because we end up winning this game, and it was a good result. And 3, 2, 1, victory! Boom! So that was actually a mastery game doing almost 5,000 damage in the IS-6 when you're fighting against mostly just tier 8 tanks. This one is more with tier 9 tanks. So we're going to see T-54s, VZ-51s, we're going to see Type 59, we're going to see, what else is over here? A Leopard PTA. Some of them aren't rocking the biggest guns in the world. I think the Leo had the smaller gun. You can see there he only rang a 250 something off my turret. So he doesn't have the strongest pen in the whole entire universe. So my armor is going to it's going to be a little bit more relevant in this game. So I'm just going to line up here and try and support our ISUK, and just waiting. Try not to be too aggressive because I know over here there is a bunch of tier 9 tanks, and I'm not a tier 9 tank, I'm a tier 8 tank. So in about a second, there is going to be Type 59 that comes blazing around the corner, so I'm just going to get lined up to blast this guy, and our guys on the hill were on point too. So I hit him, other guys hit him, and then the rest of the guys, and then our camping trio, guys that were just kind of planted right in the middle of the map there, they all unload on him and take him out. So that was good. I haven't taken any damage yet, and, you know, managing to hold a flank because it's just me and this guy over here. There's guys on the hill to the right, but there's no one behind us. So if these guys to my front decide to try and push through, then it's basically just me and the ISU to hold them back. So I put just a chancy shot into the T-34 there, thinking maybe I could hit him, maybe not. And gun depression is like -6 degrees on this, so it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. So over on the left, we got a T-54, and he hits me, but he doesn't pen. So I'm going to support the ISU and come up here, and since my gun depression is a little bit better than crap, I can come up and catch this guy sideways because he wanted to just shoot me, and he manages to bounce again. So the armor is holding up against 200 pen guns. I think that's what the Leo PTA had. So I'm going to pop up here and try and squeak this shot in between these 2 guys, and luckily that worked, and our ISU is going to manage to finish him off, or maybe he's the guy on the hill. I can't see because my preview is dirty. I think he killed him though. Yeah. Now I'm going to use the corpse of the T-54 to give myself a nice hull down position. And coming around the corner, we got the VZ-51. Really nasty tank. Something I don't particularly want to fight, but I don't really have much of a choice here. So I'm going to just push this thing around the corner, and he is deathly afraid of my scary IS-6. And he's side scraping, and he's turning his turret. He's going to back up and turn his turret a little bit too much in a second, though. So I am going to punish that tier 9. So basically, I've just been fighting like mostly tier 9 so far, and a little bit of the Type 59 before he got evaporated. Now, luckily, I still have a little bit of help with my ISU, but he decided to go full aggro. Maybe he just saw that we were winning the game, so he decided to just go in here. And I tried to protect him, but the Leo PTA had other ideas for him. So I figure right now the best thing I can do is just put my shots into the squishiest tank here, which is the PTA. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to put my last shot into him. Kapow! And now I'm face hugging with the VIII 51. And I managed to bounce another shot from him again. And I think maybe he's using the single shotgun because he doesn't seem to be double tapping. And I bounced that shot off his hatch there. And I managed not to die. I was pretty happy. So the IS-6, if you're fighting against guys that really maybe aren't that crap hot, you can still do pretty okay. Even if they're tier 9. And then the lucky thing is with the IS-6 is you only have to fight tier 9s. You don't have to fight tier 10s. So that's a pretty big bonus in my opinion. Because it's a lot easier to deal with tier 9s than it is with tier 10s. Because I think tier 10 is a lot more unbalanced than tier 9. So this last game I'm going to feature, we're going to see if we can get a shot into this T-34 guy. And good result. Boom, boom, boom. And can I hit him again? Nope, he wants to run. That's probably a good idea. So we got El Borsigo hiding in the back there, and we can see that I think this thing's 0.42 accuracy or 0.46. I can't remember which, but I know it's not very good. So we're going to do a little bit of sniping. And that shot completely fully misses, but we've got their attention. And I am going to just get reloaded. And the way I have this tank set up, I've got a gun rammer. And this is one of the few tanks I will run a gun laying drive on because I often do stop and wait for my shots to fully aim in, like right now. And it's just what I like to do. I mean, I could run vents, but I find that for the way I play with this tank, the gun laying drive and the rammer and a vert stab is kind of the way I like to do it. And that's the same way I run my IS-3 as well. I know most people don't run gun laying drive or anything, even on a tank like the 4005 or those really long aim time tanks. Like even the Caliban has quite a long reload as far as I'm aware. So I actually managed to hit that guy, obviously not hitting his weak spot, which was good. So I'm bouncing shots. Things are not looking too bad, and I've got 2 dead tanks in front of me, so I'm able to be a little bit more hull down. And yeah, just things just pinging off the tanks I can't see, and at distance it's really hard to hit the hatch weak spots on the IS-6, and they're going to lose a bit of penetration. I'm not pushing in too hard right now because I know there's guys off to the up and to the right, so I'm just kind of rolling back and forth and seeing if there's anything that's going to come forward. And right now, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I decided to turn this guy sideways. I don't know why. I probably, in hindsight, could have been a little bit more aggressive here. Looks like we had the side shot on the Scorpion, and I managed to get a shot into him. So, it's, you know, the IS-6 is sniper now. It's not doing too bad hitting some of the long-range shots, and that's mostly because of my amazing gun-laying drive that I think is the best thing in the whole universe. So the T-34 managed to smash him again, and at this point he's kind of had enough, and I think he disappeared after this point because he was pretty low hit points, and he ended up being the last guy who died in this game. So this is pretty nice. This was about like the most perfect hull down situation. You've got a barrel you can shoot under. You got a barrel protecting your weak spots on top. It's like if I could just carry these tanks around in front of me as some kind of like bulldozer, that'd be pretty cool. But I can't. But all in all, not doing too bad. The armor's held up and getting spotted, and he managed to squeak a shot through my barrel barricade. Oh, no, the T-34 did decide to come back, and he managed to get a shot into me. One of the few tanks that's actually damaged me. So, in hindsight, being more aggressive there might have gotten me killed. So I just decided to roll back and take a peek around and see if these guys up top were going to come around. And yeah, it looks like they are. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to aim. Not for very long, but I managed to still get that shot in, which was nice. So it looked like there was probably, I don't know, it's like one, two, three, at least three tanks coming around. And maybe some tanks running away. And I think what kept me alive here was my red barrel. I'm not sure why I have a red barrel on my IS-6, but I thought it looked cool one day, so I just decided to keep it. So we have three tanks here now too. And I decide, okay, it's time to do a flanking maneuver. We got a, looks like an SU-130 PM. And I'm going to try and come around here and see if I can peg one of these guys inside. And I whiff that shot over the top of the vehicle, which kind of sucks. And this autoloader is unloading on my friend. So now I'm reloaded, and I should be able to get up here and dump a shot into the side of this guy. So that's a good result. And so now he's dead. And the whole top of the map looks pretty green. And we haven't died, we bounced shots, and we held the north without dying. And I don't think I really fired any premium rounds this game. And when this thing can get a good game, like my IS-6 game, I ended up earning 300,000 credits with a credit booster with the holiday ops bonus, so that was really nice. It was really, I think that was one of the highest credit earning games I've ever had. But all in all, I think the IS-6 isn't too terrible. Is it worth $50 in 2022? Probably not. But it's decent because it doesn't see tier 10s, and the most disappointing thing about this tank is that they haven't buffed the armor, and I don't know what else they could really do to it to make it more competitive. I think if they made the armor a little bit stronger, I think that might make the tank a little bit better. Or if they made the pen on the premium rounds a little bit higher than, like, I think it's like 226 or something awful. Because with other tier 8 tanks that have like 280 or 90 pen on their premium rounds, but it's Soviet. I mean, they could do it. All right, guys, I'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye bye.